talking about the 195-pound weight class. This year's videos are sponsored by Rothman Orthopedic Institute. And at 195 pounds, we have to look at Jacob Cardenas, the defending state champion. Pat, the specter hanging over this entire weight class.
No doubt about it. But Region 2 finals, maybe that invincibility for Cardenas got questioned by a guy named Kyle Jacob from Paramus. Cardenas got an escape. That was the only point scored in a 1-0 win. Certainly changed up the layout of this weight class. Maybe was it more of a Jacob's a lot better than people think, or was it maybe Cardenas isn't the lock that people think? I know that Cardenas is going to come back strong. He's proven himself so many times over and over again, and I think he's going to be fine here. I think he's going to shake that one off.
Yeah, if there's anybody who could maybe challenge him, Joe, we look at the guy who's ranked number 2 on our list, and that's Luke Niemeyer.
Well, the kid's been a staple in the South Plainfield lineup for 4 years. He's big, he's strong, he can toss you, he can take you down, he can power you over. He's one of the reasons that South Plainfield had such a great year, winning team title after team title after team title. And I mean, there was not a better 1-2 punch in New Jersey at 95 and 220 between him and a guy we'll talk about in the next weight class, Zach Del Vecchio. But I think Niemeyer has a really good chance to make it through to the final, and I think he will give Cardenas a run for his money.
Yeah, Bill, it's not just these two wrestlers in the weight class, a number of guys who could make some noise in Atlantic City.
Yeah, take a look at Luke Chaconis from Del Barton, transferred from Don Bosco, where his brothers Zach and Eric were both heavyweight champions. Luke's a little smaller, but he wrestled Cardenas 3-1 earlier this year, so he's kind of come along. Had some nice wins and been pretty strong. So I think he could be a factor here. Certainly a guy to get on the podium, and one guy to take a look at from Pittman, the small school in South Jersey, Zane Coles, is undefeated. He beat another undefeated wrestler, Oakcrest Kevon Berry, in a 10-9 Region 8 final. He was 0-2 at States in his first appearance last year, and I think he's a guy that's poised to win a couple times and potentially get there on the podium somewhere.
Now, as we're doing in every weight class, we are picking our champions. Joe, let's start with you. Does Cardenas do it?
I think I'm going to look at the region final as nothing more than a hiccup. I think Cardenas gets it done again.
Bill, let's go to you. Tough region final, but is he able to pull it through in the States?
I think so. We talked at the beginning about him being one of the overwhelming favorites here. I guess what's happened the last couple weeks with some close wins, maybe not as overwhelming as he might have been a few weeks ago, but I still think he's the favorite, and I still think he wins it.
Pat, you started us off with Cardenas. Are you taking us home with him?
I will take you home with him. I think what people say at Bergen Catholic is that he's a tireless worker, he's energized, and this may have been the kick in the butt he needed to really turn it on in Atlantic City.
That wraps up our preview of the 195-pound weight class. Keep it locked on NJ.com/HS Wrestling. We'll have live video from all 3 days at Boardwalk Hall, every round of the boys and girls tournaments, plus results, brackets, photos, and more.